What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of Make It Make Sense podcast. I'm Travis.
Are you sure?
I am. Like, I'm, telling you.
You're telling me that you're Travis. And I'm Davette Baker, and we're here, episode 2. Thank you for showing up and listening to us. If you survived last week's episode...
Gosh, we're sorry.
So sorry. We are together today, so hopefully for those of you who gave us the note that I was quiet, you can hear me clearly. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, there he goes with that Barry White.
Yeah, so today on the show, we're going to be talking about the executive branch. If you want to check out our last show was on the 14th Amendment, and we mostly kept on the subject. I mean, we're going to fly off the handle here and there and talk about some other things, but I mean, we have a subject to every episode, and we're going to get to that somewhere in the meat of the show.
Middle.
Right. But we like to catch up with our lives. What's been going on for the past week? Davette, what you been up to this week?
Last week I went up to Rochester to go to Mayo Clinic to have a scope down my throat.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were doing because I was asleep.
Yeah.
But everything's fine in there. Everything's dandy. So
nice.
In a couple of weeks, well, more than a couple of weeks, in about a month, I'm going to have what is commonly known as the gastric sleeve.
The sleeve. You told me this week what that was. I'm sorry for my ignorance. I just didn't know what it was. I'm not.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's one of the options for weight loss surgery. I have over, what is this, 2025 now? Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
2025.
Let's see. My weight loss journey started in 2011. Day before Thanksgiving, I decided to join Weight Watchers. Mm-hmm. Which people thought was crazy, but I was like, if you can't do it during the holidays, you're never going to be able to do it. And I lost 138 pounds between 2013 or 2011 and when did I break my leg? 13. And then I broke my leg, and it was nasty.
Yeah.
If you follow me on Facebook, there's a whole folder of all of the, ridiculousness and pins and plates and wounds and healing. And then I gained about 100 of it back. And then I got sick and I started losing it, mostly because I was sick, but knowing that I needed to because my heart was not happy. And now I am at a point where my body has just stopped. I think a lot of people think that weight loss surgery is an easy way out. It is not, because there are things that you have to do that can be hard for some people. I have to give up carbonated drinks. I'm not going to be able to eat large amounts of food anymore. Not that I have really been eating large amounts of food. My problem was that I would never eat enough or correctly. But I'm excited, because I did want to have it for my birthday, and I'm actually having it the day after my mom's birthday, which is February 24th. So go me. I did it. Excited. Yeah. It's going to happen. And yeah, so that's what I was doing. Also, besides just planning for this week's episode and missing my cats.
Yeah. You're missing your cats.
Yes, they're happy I'm home. What did you do?
What I do, I've been working on my other 2 podcasts, Retrekking and Radio Free Galaxy. Anywhere you can listen to this episode, you can listen to both of them as well. And I've been going to the gym and working, and that's about it. So that's all I got time for.
Get lives.
I'm working on this little YouTube channel that me and Christine have an idea for. It involves feet and a TV screen, and that's all I'm going to say for now. But it'll appeal to some of you weirdos out there. And
wait, what? Okay, guess what? We're not talking about feet.
Why not?
No.
Yeah, so that's what I've been working on.
Feet.
Feet. It wasn't on your. It's not on your itinerary. The rundown there.
No, it's not on the rundown.
No, I threw that one at you.
Feet. Oh my God, feet.
No, it's done in a weird, visually interesting way.
So you're gonna do some visual art, some
no
installation art.
No. It's a YouTube. It's. Well, I don't want to give away the idea right now. I don't even want to give the idea right now.
We're vetoing the feet.
Yeah.
Y'all can't see me, but I'm putting up the X.
You're putting up an X
like
to the feet. Yeah.
On America's Got Talent.
I'm not like a weird foot weirdo or anything.
No,
I'm just
here's the
thinking
thing. We don't kink shame here.
Oh no,
we're not kink shaming.
When I say weirdo, I'm just saying I ain't that weirdo. I'm a lot of other kinds of weirdo. I ain't that weirdo. I ain't that weirdo.
Look, if somebody,
I'm about to make a foot channel. Of course, I'm there already, okay?
Oh, okay. Well, I know where I know. Okay. Well, Travis, we're going to have a discussion later.
Okay. We can have a discussion later.
Let's see.
What else is going on in the world?
Oh,
anything that
okay.
you want to mention?
Yeah. So, I was, on the TikTok.
Well, we got to mention Jimmy Carter. We got to mention the president.
Okay. So, oh God, these damn planes, y'all. Like,
yeah. We live I live a couple
I don't
blocks
live
from the airport.
nowhere near the airport. I live on the North Shore with the Nancys and the Norms.
Yeah.
With their manicure lawns, and they still have Christmas lights up. And yes, I'm calling out my dad. It is January 13th. It's time to take
the Christmas
lights down.
Yeah, for sure.
Dad.
Yep.
Shout out to Mr. Baker.
But I still got my Halloween decorations
you know what?
up, so
we should. Okay, first off, Jimmy Carter. We're gonna come back to him. We should sing Happy Birthday to my dad.
We should sing Happy Birthday to your dad?
Yeah, his birthday's on Saturday. We won't record till Monday, so we should do it today.
All right.
We could just say Happy Birthday.
We could say Happy Birthday to your dad?
Hey, Dad.
Happy birthday, Pops.
It's Happy Birthday to you.
We love you.
Yes, we do. I wouldn't be here if you didn't meet Mom.
And one day, me and you gotta sit down. What?
Don't say that.
What?
What you finna say?
And watch some Bonanza?
Oh, yes, your stories, Dad.
Yeah.
Travis
Bonanza. What'd you think? I know what you think I was going to say. I know what you think I was going to say. No, I just said that we should sit down and watch some Bonanza.
Yes. Dad, Travis loves the Bonanza and
the Rifleman and all
whatever
of them.
else comes on.
I'm not a fan of Wagon Train.
I don't think
but the Rifleman and Bonanza and Rawhide and all them, I'm in it.
Yay, Dad. Y'all, if y'all know my dad, send him a card or a text, and on Saturday it's his birthday. He will be, let's see, how old am I going to be? He will be 77.
Wow.
Double sevens. Double. Yeah. I'm just finding these doubles everywhere.
It's a sign.
It is a sign.
This is episode 2.
Huh?
Just saying, it's episode 2. Double.
Yeah, double.
Anyway.
So we here at the Mims podcast like to be entertained, and so I was Jimmy Carter passed away.
Yeah. And back on track.
I don't know if anybody saw the little whispering that was going on at the funeral
between Trump and Obama.
Yeah, did you find out what they were talking about?
No, I did not find out what they were talking about. I saw a lot of memes supposing what they were talking about.
A lot of reels.
A lot of real funny stuff. A lot of "I knew you would win" kind of comments. I saw the little belly tap with Bush and Bush and Obama. He gave him the little belly tap as he was going by. There's a lot of commentary about having all 5 of them in the same room at the same time.
Which has never happened, I believe.
But yeah, they seem real jolly to talk to each other, and you can say, hey, it's no big deal. We can put this aside. We can put our differences aside, and we should kind of aspire to that level of forgiveness. I ain't really there yet. I don't know if I can sit next to someone like that, if they're the president of the United States or not. Because normally I would respect whoever is in the office of the president of the United States, except for somebody that doesn't respect the office of the president of the United States.
Amen.
And then that's where the point where I don't respect you. And I don't have the forgiveness that maybe former President Obama has to have that kind of conversation. He's clearly a better man than I am. in a lot of ways.
I'm pretty sure, Travis.
So I give it up to him.
Pretty sure, Travis, that Michelle told him to behave.
Well, I mean,
But Travis
I
is
don't
petty.
know, for whatever reason, I just can't. We just can't be friends.
Right.
I'm sorry, we just can't be friends like that. And that's just me.
Who told him to even go?
Yeah.
Because there's been funerals since he's been president.
Yeah.
While he was president, and he didn't go.
Yeah. And this one he did. So you know what? I'm not going to criticize Obama or Trump for trying to put. I'm just saying, for me personally, I couldn't have done that.
Well, I think they probably put the most level-headed person next to him.
You know, especially blasphemy there, trying to celebrate the life of
one of the greatest presidents that we ever had, and he gets shit on all the time. Everything I know about Palestine, I learned from him and Angela Davis.
Right.
Everything I know about goodness and how to help fellow man and service. Not everything, because I learned a lot from my mother, but he was a Methodist preacher, and that's the faith I grew up in from a kid. Mm-hmm. And when I found out that he started Habitat for Humanity, which was an organization that I worked with indirectly a lot, I'm like, this, and then look at how long he lived. That is a testament to himself, to his soul, his spirit.
How long he was married, how long he lived, how long he kept friends in his life.
Right, and how he just constantly, he was still building houses until he couldn't. Until
the day he could not.
And we want to give up in 5 minutes.
Or because we're too old, or because we haven't made it successfully yet, or because we have other obligations and things get in the way. No excuses.
Yep. I mean, Travis and I have conversations all the time. If I told y'all how many times I almost died in the past 4 years, you wouldn't believe me. And I'm still here trying. I don't know if this is going to work out. I mean, we maybe have 50 people who have listened, but I'm still going to do it because I want to help people learn. This is just something that my soul feels like it needs to do. Just like Jimmy Carter was building houses and trying to make sure that homeless people, as many as he could through the bureaucracy of it all, could get a home.
That's right.
So thank you, Jimmy Carter. Please tell your lovely wife hello. And everyone else, if you see my mom, give her a fist bump for me, and get my grandma to make you some banana pudding, because you deserve it.
Godspeed, Mr. President.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're going to be talking about the executive branch tonight. That's a great lead into it.
Yeah. One more thing.
Yeah.
I have a friend on the TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I know him in real life. His name is Corey.
Correct.
And he put up something funny, and I'm gonna play it for y'all in 2 seconds, because I know how to work my phone. But it's just this little thing I want to see if you can do, Travis.
That only 1% of the population can make their index finger and their pinky finger touch. I can't do it. I heard this on the radio this morning with my daughter, and they said only 1% of the population can do this, and I am trying so hard, and they won't. I can't do it. Can you do it? Did you know?
Okay. So, Travis, can you do it?
I can do my left hand and not my right hand.
Well, I can do both, so I'm better than you.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments if you can do it. Take a video. I will have Travis put the link to the TikTok while we can still get on TikTok in the somewhere.
For now.
Somewhere, it'll be somewhere on the thing when you get on the thing.
Yeah.
Because I just
who measured that only 1% can do that though?
I don't know.
What study paid for that?
I don't know.
Who
I
paid for
didn't
that
even.
study?
I didn't even go that far because I just was like, "Ooh, I can do it," and TikTok is everything, and they're trying to get rid of it, Travis, and it makes no sense. Okay, before we go,
I'm okay with it.
Travis, you don't even have a TikTok.
That's why I'm okay.
But
with
I
it.
use TikTok to promote our show.
I know. That's why I hurt for you.
Yes, please hurt for me. I have one more thing
But
before
I'm
we
okay
go.
with it.
Before we take a break, we're not going anywhere. Because we still have to talk about the executive branch. So, is there a trial for TikTok? Is there a TikTok trial? Did I miss something?
I don't. There's not a trial, but I mean, they had hearings. And I mean, it went to the Supreme Court. I mean, it's just, they passed a resolution to ban it, didn't they? So they passed a resolution in the House.
Yeah.
And the Senate approved it, right?
Okay, yeah.
And then they sent it to the Supreme Court on appeals.
Right, it went through the levels. Yeah, okay.
Right?
But there's no trial.
I don't think there's any trial. There were hearings. But, I mean, that can be considered a trial. The Supreme Court heard arguments.
Okay, so they heard arguments. Okay, so I think at some point we're going to have to talk about what happens when things go to the Supreme Court. Because it's not a trial.
Yeah, no.
A trial is when sometimes you have what are them people?
A defendant,
a defendant and a prosecutor.
And a jury of your peers.
And sometimes it's a jury trial. Sometimes it's what they call a bench trial, which the judge makes a decision, right? But TikTok is not on trial. It's not on trial right now.
TikTok itself isn't.
No,
I think the
what
parent company is. Yeah.
They're trying to figure out is if it's legal to ban it. Right? The legality, does it violate any of our laws to ban it?
Right.
So please, y'all, stop calling it a trial.
Yeah,
because it's not a trial.
It's not a trial.
Also, please, they are not mining our data any more than Facebook is, your Yahoo Mail, your computer programming, any of the things that you use every day, Instagram, Apple Music, Spotify, all of those mine data. So, China is not coming for you. You gotta be more worried about the cameras on the street than TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok makes people money. And they're not lazy because it does. They're not trying because it does. It is a way of life. So words matter and words hurt people. And I'll be damned if I'm going to sit here and let people say things that are not true. We are tired of the misinformation. And I don't know everything, which is why when I say something, I have done research as to the best of my ability. So please stop saying TikTok is on trial. Because it's not.
It's not on trial.
It's not on trial.
It's not on trial.
No, they're trying to determine if the ban is constitutional.
Right.
And that is why it is at the Supreme Court level.
Yeah.
That's it. No trial. No one's going on the stand. There's no defendant. There's no, technically, the parent company is the defendant,
right?
Because by chance, but it's not like R. Kelly and the state of Georgia or New York. It's not like Puff Daddy. It's not that.
No.
So stop.
No.
Stop it. No. Again, we're gonna go take a break, but again, find me on my socials. On Facebook, Instagram,
How do you
TikTok.
spell that name of yours?
DAV as in Victor, ETTEBAKER. I'm Jelly Beans Mama on Facebook. On Instagram. The pod does have an Instagram, same name. And then on TikTok, I am DCat.
Yeah, that's pretty much all of them. And just remember to subscribe wherever you're listening to. You'll get notified when the new episodes come up. I push notifications, so subscribe on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. It will help us get new listeners, and it's just free thing you can do to help us out and help yourself out to stay notified. And on TeePublic now, you can get merch with our little logo, our Make It Make Sense podcast logo, our anime style. You can get it on t-shirts, you can get it on pillows, tote bags, coffee mugs, whatever you want. And if they frequently, at least once a month, they go on sale on TeePublic. So if you check it out, and it's not that expensive anyway, it's like $20 for a t-shirt. We are not getting rich on that. We make like $1 or $2 off of every sale, and some of that gets taken away in fees too. We just want you to represent our podcast and our logo, and let us know that you're involved with this movement that we're trying to start here. So check that out. And anything else for socials? That's about it, right? For now, we'll be coming with more eventually, but for now, that's about it. So
that's enough.
Yeah.
Y'all don't understand. It is hard work trying to
what?
engage y'all. So engage with us. Write us comments.
Leave a comment right on Spotify. You can leave a comment. A few people have done it already. Even if you've got something negative to say, leave it there, and we can respond to you and have some. Make it constructive, though. Make it constructive, and open yourself up to have a discussion if you want to leave something negative. But I ain't against you leaving something negative. That's totally fine.
No, just let us know. Sometimes I don't talk loud enough.
Sometimes let us know. You got a problem, let us know. Yeah. And so let's take a break, and we'll be back right after this.
Briggity break.
Circus someday. People will say it's a fine one, son. Gonna have a 3-ring circus someday. People will come from miles around. Lions, tigers, acrobats, and jugglers and clowns galore. Tightrope walkers, pony riders, elephants, and so much more. Guess I got the idea right here at school. Felt like a fool when they called my name, talking about the government and how it's arranged, divided in 3 like a circus. Ring 1, executive, 2 is legislative, that's Congress. Ring 3, judiciary, see, it's kinda like my circus.
And we're back. So some of you might have recognized that. It's America 3-Ring Circus from Schoolhouse Rock. Travis, did you watch Schoolhouse Rock when you were a kid?
Absolutely. I grew up in the 80s. So we grew up in the 80s like it was inescapable. That was part of our education was Schoolhouse Rock. Whether it was being played on TV or we saw it in school. For, they had the videotapes in school or whatever. We got exposed to that a lot. And I still have some of the VHS tapes to this day. And they were silly, they were cute, but also they were some of the best, like, straightforward teaching tools to teach you these very, sometimes difficult to understand, especially for a child, concepts about government and human rights and people's rights and all kinds of things about our country.
And multiplication.
And it stuck with you. It stuck with you once you learned it.
And
it
math.
Stuck with you for the rest of your life. Yeah, and
math.
Basic education. But
so we will put the link to this particular Schoolhouse Rock in the information on the pod. Because we will be covering all 3 of the 3-Ring Circus at one point in the next couple months as the new regime gets going. But today we're going to focus on the executive branch. And that's the first ring. So I'm doing this week instead of next week because next week we're going to talk about joy. Because I am utterly disgusted with the executive branch that will be starting. I don't even really want to talk about Trumple at all, but we have to because we're going to have to be diligent, my friends, and we need to understand what each role's job is, what they can do and what they cannot do. And so if we have a better understanding of it, we can do better. And our jobs is to do what, Travis? Do better.
Our jobs is to do better and to evolve.
Right. And we're not evolving. We're going backwards.
We're going backwards. Devolving.
So Travis is gonna get a quiz.
Ooh, quiz. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's educational part. Travis gets the quizzes.
You sure I can have some notes? Can I get notes?
No notes.
Let me get my Mao Zedong notebook here, and I'll take notes.
So you're gonna take notes? Okay, so Travis is gonna take notes so he doesn't forget.
Yeah.
Travis.
Yes.
Who are the members of the executive branch?
The parts of the executive branch. It's my understanding the three main parts, and I've always associated also law enforcement with it as well, because the role of the executive branch is law enforcement. So while technically police and the military might not be officially considered a part of that branch, to me, I mean, it is the arm. That's the arm.
Right.
Without things like the FBI, the CIA, the military, and local police forces and everything like that, and things like the Secret Service, things like, you won't have enforcement of any of these things that the executive branch is doing. So I consider that part of it. And then you've got the president, the vice president, and the cabinet. So, chief of staff, all of the president's, appointees that we're about to have hearings on all this week.
Shenanigans.
All those people. Oh, and yeah. So, and their departments that they run as well. So, you
get an A. Hashtag.
Thanks.
Hashtag A.
Thanks.
You did very well. Some mediums and things, research I did, they also include the executive office, which you mentioned, the chief of staff. They run that. So all of these people are under the executive branch.
And they're all charged with enforcing the laws of the United States.
Yes. The president himself signs the laws.
Or vetoes.
Or vetoes them, or writes executive orders like their stories. Like short stories for your night. Today on Executive Orders, we will be reading
Deep Thoughts with the
Executive
Branch.
With the Executive Branch. One of the things that has always interested me about the president and what his job is I think a lot of people forget that he is a state head. Mm-hmm. So, as I say, he gets to get trotted out and be pretty. And he's supposed to go meet the other people and play nice and shake hands and be diplomacy.
And be the very best representation of
us.
No matter if we're on the left or the right or no affiliation at all. The American people, he's a representative for all of us at home and abroad.
Imagine if the president didn't run in a party.
Yeah.
What?
Imagine that.
Imagine if that happened.
Imagine that.
Like, what if it was like our local races where you don't have an affiliation?
Right.
I mean,
school board.
Or like school board or like an alder.
Yeah.
Like, what? How would that happen? Like, what would happen? Do you think?
Well, it leaves a lot of room for, whenever you pick a side, then you got to give money to somebody. You got to take money. You got to pick a side to take somebody's money. Even though people are giving money to both sides and hedging their bets.
Yeah.
You have to pick side as someone who wants money.
Yeah.
For whatever you need to appeal to the people that are going to give you money, because you got to trash somebody else then at some point. You got to say, you know those people that you feel oppressed by, you know those people that shit on you every day, you know those people that you feel shit on by, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm going to get rid of those people, or I'm going to suppress those people's voices, or I'm going to lock those people up, or whatever I'm going to do. So you need to give me money. And this is an urgency.
Travis always puts the fire out. I just was thinking, like,
it would be the fire out.
Oh no, he's gonna burn down. So back to the lesson at hand. So what do we think the president can do?
Oh, so this is a question to me. What can the president do? What are his exact powers?
I guess I could tell everybody.
Yeah,
but
just tell everybody. I mean, okay. Because we know some of what he can do. He can sign bills. He can He can. He certainly can't declare war. That's got to be passed by Congress, correct? Mm-hmm. But I mean, he can propose things. You know, he can do the executive orders. And I mean, a lot of people. I would love to do just a show about executive orders and the powers of executive orders, because that's just kind of whatever.
I think that is something that we could do, and definitely should do, because that man. I mean, presidents they write them, but I think I have never known a president to write as many as he did. Like, he was just I feel like he was just writing them every other day. Yeah. But my list has make treaties, but the Senate has to approve them. Yeah. Veto and sign bills, represent our nation in talks with foreign countries, which that's a whole topic itself. Act as commander-in-chief during war. Call out troops to protect our nation against attacks against tax. Just little tax, little tax on the floor.
Attacks and tax. Yeah.
Make suggestions about things that should be new laws. Mm-hmm. Lead his political party.
Yep.
Entertain foreign dignitaries. Recognize foreign countries. Grant pardons. Oh. Y'all.
There's about to be some.
The man, well, I think he's already out because this is special dietary needs. My favorite man, the shaman. I think the shaman's already out.
The Viking?
The shaman's already out because he had special dietary needs. His mama went to the judge. He has special dietary needs. Let's see. Appoint ambassadors, nominate cabinet members and Supreme Court justices and other high officials. Talk to the people directly about problems. Now, I want y'all to know this is on the Harry Truman website. Like, that is, like, talk directly to people about problems.
Which Truman did.
He did. Yeah, he did. Truman was real good at that.
Whether you liked it or not.
He was on the horn every time. Nation. I wish I used to be able to do his voice.
You had a Harry Truman impersonation?
Yeah, I used to. It's not coming to me right now.
Okay.
It's watching old movies, man.
Yeah.
And then represent the best interest of all people. People. Did you hear that one?
Yeah.
Okay. So, a president cannot make laws, declare war, decide how federal money is spent, interpret laws, choose cabinet members or supreme justices without the Senate approval. Right.
It seems like a very when you break it down exactly what the role is, because we blame so many things on presidents, whether we're blaming the Republican or the Democrat in the House at the time, and they aren't responsible for a lot of those things that us normal people with. I say us, not necessarily me, but us, the royal we, whatever. The things that we blame the president for.
I'm so happy you brought that up.
You know, gas prices and grocery prices, and they make so many promises during their election cycle about what they're going to change that the president has no power to change. But he can influence all of those things by the decisions that he makes and by the things that he says. And the things that he says aren't without consequence, especially when you're in the office of the president.
Yep.
And that's one thing Donald Trump realizes and also doesn't realize, you know?
Well, I just think he doesn't care. Like, he sees... Like, I read an article or listened to a podcast, like, when he was president, that said he treats it like it's WWE. Yeah. Like he's on...
Like it's a business.
Like, no. Like he's on a reality show. Yeah. Like he's on the Apprentice still.
Yeah.
And when I hear people blame presidents for things, like, let's take the Affordable Care Act, because that's like the easiest thing.
Right.
One, they called it Obamacare. Right. He did not by himself come up with that package. No. The Senate there was a committee that worked on that to make that come together. And yes, the president was involved, But the law that gave us the Affordable Care Act was made up between the legislative branch.
Right.
And so it got called Obamacare by probably Turkey Neck, Mitch McConnell, or some idiot Republican in over there. And now that's what they still call it. And then people are so dumb that they're like, Trump's going to get rid of Obamacare, and then I'm going to be able to keep my Affordable Care Act. And then the people who are interviewing them are cross-eyed because they're like, that doesn't even make sense because they're the same thing.
Yeah.
And so I tell people, you have to know what people do, and then that's who you figure out to blame. The president is supposed to be the spokesmodel, like the supermodel. Like when you go to the Victoria's Secret's angel show.
He ain't making the bras.
No, he's not making the bras.
He ain't making the bras. He ain't selling the bras. He's the angel.
He's the angel. He's the one that walks out with the biggest wings. He's supposed to help the people protect the wings. He's keeping the wings safe because he is also the head of the army, which he doesn't even respect them either. Like, I don't want to start.
Was that a bad analogy?
What? No,
Victoria's
no. I think it was a great.
It was a little simplified.
It was a little simplified, but like
right.
I don't know why the angels are in my brain right now. But shout out to the Victoria's Secret angels. Hey, girls and ladies and however everybody. Hey, Victoria's Secret.
Do they even have angels?
Oh no,
anymore?
God, Victoria's Secret. I shouldn't even be shouting them out because that's a whole other episode.
Yeah.
But I say that all to say, what really irritates me and why we're starting with the government is you have to know what people do. Like it
before
really,
you can blame them or give them credit
Right. Stop giving Trump or any president credit for stuff that the legislative branch did or the judicial branch did or the army did or the FBI did. I mean, the FBI writes these reports that nobody reads, that have been warning us for years about stuff. I know about them. We could do a whole episode on FBI reports. KKK infiltrating the police. The guns. About school shootings. I have a TikTok that I'm trying to do more information on where this lady figured out banning how quickly they went to ban TikTok and in the past however many years and how many school shootings it's been since then.
Correlation.
Yeah. So like TikTok is harming us, but the school shootings aren't. Like, and how many kids have died? Like, so, misinformation and then no education. Because I can count, I don't have enough fingers or toes, and Travis doesn't have enough fingers or toes to count the amount of people who have told me that they didn't get civics. So they don't actually know what the president does. Let me see. So we do have a couple things that we wanted to focus on real quickly that Trump has done this past week. I have a friend, there's a video out there where, shout out to Joanne, who called him a Pop-Tart. It just made me laugh.
In the notes that you sent me, it said poop tart.
And you did say poop tart, but
I was really hoping that wasn't
no. She called
I was
him
like,
a poop tart.
A poop tart.
No, she called him a Pop Tart, and let me see if I can find it. We'll put the video in. In the notes, but thank you, Joanne, for calling him a Pop-Tart. And she had him rip off the the foil and everything, and it was his head, and it was amazing. So I want to share that with y'all.
If Trump was a Pop-Tart, what flavor would he be?
Blueberry, because blueberry's disgusting. So another thing is So we talk about how the president is like the spokesperson and he's supposed to, give us information. And I ran across I do still watch CNN, I will admit that. And it's only because I've been on CNN and I have there's a little brag, a little yes, I was on CNN. I said a 3 or a 2 or 4, something like that. It's just a little clip of me in my living room in my parents' house, and John King asks me what score I give. Oh, I'm beating the desk. What score I gave Peepaw Joe, and I said a 4, and then he cuts to something else. But
4 out of what?
A 4 out of 10.
Yep.
I mean, it was appropriate, and it's not his fault. But I did go on to say that it's not inherently his fault that he was like a Carter. He was like our Carter. Mm-hmm. And let me just tell you, I love Joe Biden. I think he got a shit stain and he had to deal with it, but he did do a good job. He created more jobs. He got the economy up, but now we have my milk is $5. I don't know why. My poor dad,
eggs are goddamn $8.
Eggs are freaking $10.
I mean, bird flu isn't his fault.
Bird flu isn't his fault, but it's going to be, TikTok is going to be made to be his fault. Yeah. All these things that he had to clean up. And because, the Trumple Skilskin made it horrible. Right. But at the time, one of the things that is still high on my list is that people look like me are still getting murdered. Kids are getting murdered. Yeah. People are still dying from COVID. They just don't talk about it. The South is still rampant with COVID. Ohio is still rampant with COVID. And it's because they didn't do what everybody else did. So I was, there's this video, where they have Daniel Dale, who is a fact checker for, CNN, talking about, Trump's, claims for, January 6th. Let me see if I can get it to play. Maybe not. Maybe it won't play no more. Why won't it play?
I tried playing that one on CNN too. It wouldn't play for me either. So.
That's lame. Oh wait, maybe.
Yeah, you're gonna get an ad first. Trust
Now's
me.
the time.
Oh damn.
Let's stop that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But basically, it was just, oh my God, all these false claims. I really wish I could play it for you. Maybe we can get Travis to stick it in.
No.
Oh no, he said no. Never mind. We'll put it as a link in the comments. Yeah. But it's just Trump standing up somewhere just saying things that aren't true, which is the thing that he does, which is so annoying. He's what age is it that kids just lie about everything? I wasn't a kid that did that, but I know that I know kids. He just lies about everything. How are we supposed to have faith in the president if he lies all the time? Oh, now we're playing.
My biggest problem with Trump and
see what's happening over.
Do you want to?
Sorry, I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm having technical difficulties because I don't know how to use my computer.
No, you're
so
all right.
Please ignore everything you heard in the background. Yeah. I'm trying to get to here. He has lied. J.D. Vance has lied. We haven't even talked about him. So we have 2 liars, 2 known liars, cats and dogs. Okay, we are all the songs about the cats and dogs. J.D. Vance wrote a whole book that was a lie, apparently. And I read that book. I was invested in J.D. Vance's career. When I saw that he was running for rep, mm-hmm. I was like, oh my God, this guy will be great. And then I saw he was what? A Republican. And I'm just like, are you serious? And then I saw what he was trying to do. And then I saw he had ties to white supremacy. And then I'm just like, oh my God. Well, I'm just saying what I read.
Okay. I just don't know that for sure. So I'm
right.
Not,
I'm just, and so
I didn't read that, so I don't know.
I'm just, and then they picked him to be Trump's running mate. And then I was just like, oh my God. And just the more I read and the more, and just, it's just messy. And so how are we supposed to trust these people? And I know, Travis, I know you don't trust them.
I don't trust them, and I don't trust most politicians because all politicians lie to us. And it's not even that they lied, they overpromised during campaigns. And no politician can ever live up to all the things that they are forced to promise during a campaign. When your back is against the wall, it's nearly a 50-50 split in the country whether somebody's going to vote for you or not. And you're forced to take a hard stand on things that A, you're not going to be able to solve during your presidency. B, the office of the presidency doesn't have the power to solve, but you can put it in your agenda to push things forward, even if you as the president don't have the power to enact those laws.
Right. And that's not, that's not what's happening. Trump doesn't do that.
Yeah.
So he's not saying, okay, well, let's have this meeting and talk about my agenda.
Yeah.
Because what is his agenda? Like, literally,
To me, it's himself.
Right.
And number one should be the United States of America. And it comes off as that, make America great again.
Boo.
And whenever it was great, I don't know.
I don't know. Before anybody got here. How about that?
The biggest thing I was going to say earlier that really pisses me off about Donald Trump is not that he's a Republican, not that he's a businessman, anything that he lies, anything like that. He does not conduct himself in the manner that I need the President of the United States to act. No matter if they're a Republican, a Democrat, a Whig, an independent, I don't care.
No.
But you need to represent the United States of America with some class and some dignity and
decorum
and whatever you're going to do. And it's embarrassing to me. It's embarrassing to me that he's going to be the president again and that we're going to be represented again with somebody with so little class, with somebody that has so much money and spends so much time on golf courses and in fancy clubs and in fancy homes and in fancy cars and has no fucking class whatsoever.
Travis's vein is popping out.
And the fact that he is a representative to me, to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Hurts me.
Yeah.
It hurts me.
I know.
Over whatever his policies are, whoever he puts in the Supreme Court, no matter what disagreements we have on pro-life, pro-choice, religion, whatever it is, the fact that he stands up there and acts like a fucking asshole to the rest of the world and an idiot and a just complete, clueless, ignorant idiot to the rest of the world. That's what really bothers me and makes me feel like he's making me look like an asshole. And I don't like it.
He doesn't tuck his shirt in, right?
I don't like it.
And he doesn't tuck his shirt in, right?
Yeah, and his long-ass ties and his oversized suits, and he looks like a friggin' idiot. Whatever. That's beside it. Whether I agree with him on his politics or not, I just don't like, in the office of the president, number one power, in my opinion, is to be a shining example of what the best of us can be. And I know we rarely ever get that, but we should strive to it. We should strive to it in the offices of the presidency. We've had a few of them in there that have risen to it. that have at least tried to.
They tried.
Rise to that.
Yeah.
You know?
You know when I see... Okay, so when I close my eyes and I see the president, I always see Kennedy.
Me too.
And I just, I don't know why. And then, like, I saw that again with Obama, but there were things that he could have done for us that he didn't do. And then I was just like, well, you're just like the rest of them. And, like, people look at me all crazy because I get on Obama. And I was like, what the fuck did he do? What did he do for us? Like us regular people. Like, what did he do? Because I just don't know. What did he do for us? And I mean, that's probably a deep dive that I have to go into, but there's nothing off the top of my head that I'm like, okay, well, we got the Affordable Care Act, but like that has never benefited me, right? Like it's not something that I ever had to benefit. Yes, pre-existing conditions being gone, thank you. As I navigate the healthcare system for myself, I am starting to see how that legislation has helped me be able to go to the doctor and need to do what I need to do. So I'm grateful for those things. But I have been in a constant state of panic since November 3rd or 2nd or 4th or whatever, 2016, when I woke up in the middle of the night and I saw that damn map. And then I watched the map do the same thing this past November, and all I could do was cry, because now I'm scared that he's going to deport everyone, and then we're going to get locked up in here, and then we're going to end up, all of us, not just me, but Travis too, and anybody else that does not fit the criteria, and we're all going to be working on farms and walking to the food line like it's Russia in the 60s.
Yeah. And
then where do we go? Like, I really, if I can impress anything, like Travis had his little rant, is why I don't want to, dog walk Trumple. I don't even really want to have to talk about him, but we are going to talk about him probably over however long y'all want to listen to us, because he is the president. I didn't vote for him,
but he is my president.
Yeah, well, he's Travis.
Whether I like it or not, he's my president.
Travis, but he is, I say the president, and I will critique him. I really wish somebody would play this for him and ask him to go and get fitted for, correctly for a shirt and a tie and a suit, because we shouldn't be able to see all that. But also, maybe it's time to not do the thing that you think you want to do and do the opposite, sir. Because we need a president, not somebody who wants to provoke world leaders, get into fights, try to get Greenland, like get into a fight with Putin over Greenland. Like,
change the name of the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, change the name of the Gulf of Mexico.
Crazy as shit.
Try to invade Canada. Like, I don't know if him getting elected had anything to do with Trudeau resigning, but I'm pretty sure it had something to do with it, part of it, because who wants to deal with that? Like, I can't even imagine being his chief of staff. Like, I kind of feel bad for that lady. What's that lady? What are we gonna call her? We gonna call her the lady. Know. She's the lady from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't know. But what I do know, listeners, dear listeners, as we wrap up, that y'all need to stay vigilant. Try to pay attention as much as you can. Do self-care. But just remember that we can't blame everything on the president. He does have a role in things. He's got puppets in the legislative branch. You already see it. Mike Johnson is his lapdog. He's going to do everything he says. And so just pay attention, and we'll help you pay attention. And so we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back, and then we're going to talk about some lady parts.
Ooh.
Lady parts.
All right. We'll be right back.
Hi, we're back. Travis is calm now.
I'm calm. I'm never calm.
No, he's not calm.
I'm always calm, but I'm always ready. I'm always ready for a fight.
Yeah, I'm glad that I have him on my side and not on the other side, because I don't think I could fight him. So we were only going to have 3 segments this week, but then it came to my attention that there is a House resolution. It's number 7, if you want to look it up. Travis, we're not going to read it because this is just going to be a really short segment. But you should go and read it, and I will, make sure that it is included in our copious amounts of links for this week. But basically it is the, oh God, Travis, you want to talk about something?
You sent it to me. You sent it to me the other day.
I did.
And my understanding is the resolution said that it wants to ensure. It just says on the surface that it wants to ensure the importance of healthcare for women. Right?
No,
I mean, on the surface, that's what it says.
So if you
right?
if you just read it out loud, it's, women of all ages should have access to comprehensive and convenient, compassionate, life-affirming healthcare, quality medical services. Women should feel empowered and equipped with the knowledge to listen to their body and advocate for their health. And, mental wellness and spiritual wellness. I don't know why spiritual is in there, because last I checked, separation church and state, but okay, I digress. And then women should have access to healthcare centers should include access to social services that empower women to care for their health. I don't know what social services got to do with that, but I mean, they do have social workers at most hospitals, clinics, all that, but okay. And then, where is it? This life-affirming healthcare is really throwing me off. And then they do say, that, women should have access to comprehensive health services, women exams, sexually transmitted diseases testing and treatment, breast exams, pregnancy testing, prenatal and pregnancy care, miscarriage support, fertility awareness instruction, infertility consultation on site or nearby. So that seems pretty good. Direct referral for material, emotional, practical, and spiritual resources. Okay, so Jesus is there then again. But then there's this little thing on here that says something about men.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm trying to find it. And I wonder if they took it out. No, it says healthcare for women should also address the needs of men, families, and communities as they relate to women's healthcare. Please excuse my language. What in the entire fuck do men have to do with women healthcare? And I'll wait. Because, nope, tries it.
I was gonna.
Because no, there's no answer. There is no answer. Absolutely no answer. Why is the word men in this? And then why is the word spiritual in this? Because yes, people should have access to whatever spiritualness they want, but not at the doctor's office. No. Absolutely not. And people wonder why everyone is on everywhere, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, who know about this freaking out, because not a man, is going to decide what goes down in my purse. Nope. Nope. Not my uterus, not my fallopian tubes, not my ovaries, not anywhere in my reproductive area is a man going to decide anything. So why do they get, why? Why is that one word in that? And I know Travis wants to say something. He's looking at me, trying to hold his mouth closed because he knows I'm fired up. Because men shouldn't be anywhere down there unless we want them to. At all. And not making decisions about my purse.
No, I don't think anybody should be making decisions about that. I think you're absolutely right about that. But I think it also could be interpreted that part, just playing devil's advocate, thinking of any scenarios. Okay, just off the top of my head, where that makes sense to me, and where men's health could be associated when you're talking about a family unit. If you're talking about mental health services, we're talking about like group therapy services for your family or something like that. Men can be included in the woman's health if we're doing some kind of family services and,
infertility.
Things like that where it could be included where there is going to be a male role in the women's in the women's health. I don't think there's no role for it, but I also don't think that it needs to be, it can be said within it that yes, there is a role for men as well as it pertains to a woman, but we don't need to necessarily ensure it with a resolution. I don't know. I'm just speaking out loud
Travis,
here about
it
why
says,
maybe.
Whereas healthcare for women should also address the needs of men.
Should address the needs to men as it pertains to a woman.
No, it doesn't say that.
Doesn't it go on to say
It
that?
says families and communities as they relate to women's health care.
As they relate to women's health care.
But what? What?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah, no. I really don't. No.
My biggest problem with it all that you sent me, and I'm like, well, I read it. You sent it to me, and I hadn't heard of it. And you sent it to me. I read the whole damn thing, and I'm like, but what does it actually do, though? But what does it actually do? Is it ensuring healthcare for women? I mean, are we making some kind of office or something, or some kind of new social services that's going to ensure healthcare for women? Is there going to be some kind of new law that if women don't get this care and this care and this care, that's going to be illegal or not insured under this new law? What is it going to be? I don't see this doing anything.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Until you get to this other contentious part about it that we read about the
pro women's healthcare centers.
Yeah, the pro women's healthcare centers
that apparently are not open anymore. But
right.
I don't. I'm trying to see if I can. Yeah. So what I found out was after I did some more digging, this particular senator has introduced this bill the entire time he's been. Or this resolution the entire time he's been elected. Yeah. And it escapes me what year. Mm-hmm. And it was in support of a place called Pro Healthcare Women's Centers, which apparently has dissolved. They were
Pro Women's Healthcare Centers.
Yeah, Pro Women Healthcare Centers. And they I think they I'm trying to look on here and see if it shows when they became to be. But they are not open anymore, apparently. But he's still pushing this resolution. Yeah. And they are exactly what you would think they were. They provide basically the healthcare to kind of push you to have your baby. It's not, they don't provide, it's pro-life healthcare center. Which is why all of the language sounds the way they do. And they aren't the only place that does this. I lived in Madison, Wisconsin for some while. And across the street from most of the Planned Parenthoods there are a pro-women's healthcare center like that. And they try to get the women to come in there instead of Planned Parenthood. Mm-hmm. Even though Planned Parenthood does so many more things than abortions.
Right.
So I wanted to just touch on this real quick. One, to let people know that was out there, because we are going to be entering into this weirdness where they're going to try to force everybody to have babies. They want more white babies, to be perfectly honest. There's not enough white babies. And they are outnumbered. You know, there's more of us. And by us, I mean non-white people. I'm including everybody. And there are a lot of non-white people who are, there are a lot of white people who are okay with there being non-white people. And so they also don't want them around either. And so, just a little lesson, as we wrap this up really quick. You guys, we got to start reading things. I know bills are boring, but they stick things in bills that we need to read. This is a bill that was sponsored by the Energy and Commerce something, or like somewhere where you would think it wouldn't even come from. There's committees that are sponsoring things that have absolutely nothing to do with what they're supposed to be working on. So just pay attention. There are ways to learn about these things that aren't boring. And I know I've been focusing on TikTok, but TikTok really helped me be focused on how to help Palestine and like what I should be focusing on and what I should be learning and how I could help and what was most important and what knowledge did I already have and who had been teaching me about what was going on over there already. And so, work what you already know and use. The information is out there, unedited. Travis, do you have anything to say about my purse?
About your purse? Absolutely not. I just want the best. I want you to have access to the best health care possible, and I want the same for myself, and I want there to be absolutely no difference in your access or my access. I think it should be free for not only all Americans, I think it should be free for people all over the world. And I mean, that's the very base of basic. Like human rights. That's where we should be starting from. That's where we should be starting from, is from healthcare. That we have the ability and the availability to give everyone in this world proper healthcare. And we are not, because of class, because of bigotry, because of prejudice, whatever it is. Whatever our prejudices are, we're not giving it to everybody, and that should be a starting. That's where we start. That's where we start from, and then we can start arguing about these higher issues that we have. But everybody should have free access to the best healthcare possible, no matter their gender or their identity or whatever. It's just a human fucking right.
Yep. We needed to live. Like, I mean, they've been pumping.
That's not a hard stand that anybody should take.
Right. No. Clean water. A house.
A roof. We should all have that.
Right. And healthcare, because guess what?
Call me a communist, a socialist. Yes, I kind of am. But at the same time,
oh my God,
I don't think those are communist socialist concepts.
Like,
I think they're human concepts.
Right. Like, why do doctors, like, there are doctors out there who truly believe this, like, that we will be better off.
Most of them do.
Yeah, better off if we freaking all had health care, and not crappy health care, but just like be able to go to the doctor in a timely manner. Because if it was free, more people would go, and then there wouldn't be so many emergencies. There's going to be emergencies. But if people could say, oh, I need to go to the doctor this month and get my diabetes check, and I don't have to worry about my meds costing $9,000. Like, I forgot, side note, I forgot that it was January, and then they're calling me saying I have a copay. And I was like, no, I don't. And then my ass had to remember that it was January, and I'm going to have copays until the beginning of next month because I take so many thousands of dollars worth of meds. I hit my deductible by the end of this month. Yeah. So yay for me. But like, do I want to be on all those meds? No, but I'm lucky that way. Some people don't meet their deductible till June. Some people don't meet their deductible at all. My dad doesn't. He takes 2 meds, and they're, like, appropriate for his age.
And even worse than that, Davette, even worse than that, especially among men. You're arguing about deductibles. We're talking about there's a whole groups of people that are disenfranchised with the whole healthcare system, particularly men, and particularly men over 40 that refuse to go to the doctor for any reason, will practically be dying. And it's not just because they want to be tougher than anybody. And I mean, that machismo is part of it, of course. But they don't even want to be part of it because they don't want to. They got their family set up and their finances, and this could ruin them. And they will sacrifice themselves, literally then entering the healthcare system until there's a fucking emergency, like a heart attack or
stroke
or anything like that. And men will just ignore these health problems that they're having until they are literally on their fucking deathbed.
Yeah, my dad won't. My dad has had like a sinus-y cold, chest coldy thing, and he won't go. He's like, "Oh, I see my dad. I see my primary care physician in a couple weeks." Yeah. Well, Dad, you could be dead in a couple weeks because you get pneumonia and you won't go. Yeah. He's like, "I got some Mucinex," and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just done. I'm just not gonna ask anymore.
Guys,
yeah, I told Travis
complaining about it, but I'm one of those guys.
Yeah, I told Travis to go about a month ago. He was all snotty and coughy, and I was like, just go to urgent care and get some damn antibiotics. Like, I have to go to the doctor.
If I knew it was free and I could go there and I could get the proper health care that I need,
you would go.
I would totally go. Yeah. If I didn't have to worry about this may be free or I got to submit for this and this. You know what I mean? I know that I'll just probably get better in a few days.
Well, it
you know
should
what
be
I mean?
Free.
And I would actually go and get it taken care of. But it's so ingrained in me that
it's not free.
It's not.
But
and so I just tough it out until I'm fucking dead.
Well, ladies, take care of your purses.
Yes.
Please don't let any man make decisions for you unless you want them to. I'm not saying you can't have your husband or your boyfriend, your baby daddy, your sugar baby daddy, whoever. But I mean, it shouldn't be a law. Like, that should be a personal decision. And that's all she wrote.
That's it.
Yeah, we gotta. We're gonna take one more break and.
We got to get to the you can't sit here.
Well, maybe today it might be a little different, but somebody is not going to be able to sit with us.
Okay.
And
well, that's all I have to say about that.
That's all I have to say about that.
We'll be right back.
She doesn't even go here.
Travis.
Yes.
Have you ever seen Mean Girls?
Oh, of course, yeah.
I love it. It's like
I do too. And you know what? I came to it later in life. I came to Mean Girls later in life. When it was first out, there was hype for it. Everybody was like, we don't wear pink on...
You can't only wear pink on Wednesday.
And, all this stuff, and I just was not into it. I'm like, it doesn't seem like the kind of movie that I would really enjoy. And then later in life, probably in my 30s, somewhere around there, I sat down and watched it for the first time, and I'm like, this is one of my favorite movies ever.
Do you know that movie? She used a nonfiction parenting book to write that movie. Mm-mm. Yeah, I actually read it.
I did not know.
And the map when she tells them, when Lindsay Lohan, everybody in the cafeteria, that map is actually in the book.
Oh.
Yeah. So welcome to the last segment of today. It is You Don't Even Go Here.
You don't even go here.
She don't even go here. Thank you, Damien. And we're going to talk about somebody who really doesn't go here. We don't even know why they're here, where do they even come from? And that would be who, Travis? Who are we talking about?
I believe you want to talk about J.D. Vance.
No.
Oh, no?
No, we talked about J.D. already. He does. He technically goes here.
I thought that... Oh, Elon. Sorry, yeah. Elon. I get them confused. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, they're both weasels. But we're talking about Elon. I just wanted to put... Because, he thinks he's a part of the executive branch, so we might as well just end it. Apparently, there was a tweet that... Trump did on his Truth Social, so I don't know if you can really call it a tweet, but he had to remind him that he was president and not Trump, not Elon, which I found pretty funny. Yeah. So we have, I don't know, y'all probably know that man is from South Africa. He's South African. He has like 9,000 children. One of his kids is trans and disowned him, changed. Actually filed paperwork to not be his child. Yeah. Right?
Right.
And Elon has not said very many nice things about him. And I just think he's a horrible person. Like, there's nothing good is going to come with him having that much access to the White House. His jumping up and down, and like, why do we have to see that man's belly all the time? And the other thing is, I read he has added $120 billion to his worth since Election Day.
Yeah.
AOC, I watched the AOC clip, and she's like, he needs to get his money out of our politics. And I wholeheartedly agree. She called him a union buster and Trump a scab. And wholeheartedly correct. I think he had something to do with our election. I still don't think Trump really won. I want to know why that satellite fell out of the sky. And I am not a conspiracy theorist at all. Like, I want y'all to know, I really do research, and anything that we talk about, I have really dug. And if I trip my words, it's just because I'm so excited. And you can go and back and take keywords of what I say and look it up, and I will give you links. But this dude is bad. He has access to all of our satellites. He has, apparently he has spaceships. His son said some stuff on a interview that I don't think he wanted the world to hear, which was like, we have all of it. Or Travis, did you see that clip?
I did not.
Yeah, like, I'm just like, what is happening?
I have a very... I went from one direction with him. Mm-hmm. I went from one direction with him thinking that he was important and a necessary part of the world, really, because, look, I'm a big fan of science fiction, but in particular just science, not science fact as well.
Science is great.
I think space exploration is really important to me. It really pisses me off that we don't have a colony on Mars yet and that we aren't expanding. I feel that there's two human conditions that we always should do. We should evolve and we should explore. Always. And whether you can interpret that in many different ways, but we should always be evolving, always be exploring. And the fact that we haven't been for a while as people because we've been arguing about, healthcare and things like that really pisses me off. And when he first came on the scene and he was pushing this new space race and the privatization of space and everything, I thought, well, this could be good. This could be good for science and this could be good for all of us. And then he started getting involved. I thought he really didn't care politically about what, I thought he was more interested in science and everything. And then you find out more and more about him and really what he's about. And this super ugly these cars and trucks that he started making and these really poor decisions that he started making. And then got into politics just almost out of nowhere and backed Trump. And I just don't understand what the end game is for him. Somebody that wants to go to space and wants to advance human technology and culture, and I admire those things about him, but you also have to understand that he is not the scientist. He is not the one inventing those things, creating those things. Yes, he's enabling them to happen, and we're all benefiting from a lot of the advancements that he is enabling, and I give him credit for that, but I don't understand what his end game is with Trump, because it seems very in conflict with some of the other things that he wants to do, that he promotes and wants to do. So I'm very confused about you. And when you're in one of these situations, you always have to follow the money. So Trump is the president for business and for big business, and we know that, and that's what he's really in this for. Not for human rights, not for ensuring that we all have a roof over our head or anything like that. It's really just for business, which he thinks will benefit all of us in the end by supporting big business. But yeah, you got to follow the money and find out really what Elon Musk's end game is, because I don't think that he really respects Donald Trump, number one. I don't think they're on the same ideological agenda at all. They're just partners of convenience for now. And he saw an opportunity and he slipped in there. He saw an opportunity that we don't exactly see the full picture of yet. but he is playing a chess game a couple steps ahead of the rest of us. And he sees what the end game is, and we need to find out what his end game is and try to checkmate his ass before he gets there. Because it seems like some evil villain shit right now.
He's like, what? Not the Riddler. Because he's not the Riddler, but like Gene Hackman's character in Superman. Who was Gene Hackman in Superman? Was he?
He was playing Lex Luthor.
Yeah, he's like Lex Luthor, but not fun. Like, I mean, not like that Lex Luthor was fun.
Not as witty as Gene Hackman.
Right. Like, I just like... Stop. Could you see him attached to Obama? Or Bush?
No, because well, I mean...
Or Bush. Like, Bush. No. Or Reagan.
Reagan, I could. Reagan with his Star Wars program and all that stuff that he was doing, and I mean, NASA was.
But NASA wouldn't even have nothing to do with Elon's shenanigans because Elon's not the scientist.
I know he's not the scientist, but you know, I mean, he does push the space race and science further if he sticks to his lane. If he sticks to his lane, and I don't mean to say people need to stick to their lane. I know that's a very...
no, he know what lane he needs to stick to, Travis. That little plane ride back to South Africa. And go worry about...
I think he can still do a lot of good. I think he can still do a lot of good. I don't think it's irreparable at this point. No. But I want to find out what his end game is.
Travis.
Because he's not in it for the religion. He's not in it for the pro-life. It's only...
Y'all, Travis is not looking at me and my face right now.
I see your face.
He comes from the land of apartheid.
I know. Right.
And what are we living in right now? A weird kind of...
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, no.
Yeah.
He cannot repair anything. Because if he truly... Like, I feel like we have given all of these people chances to do good. Yeah. Right? All of them. Yeah. Right. They got more money than you and I would ever have together. Mm-hmm. We could have a #1 Apple-rated podcast or whatever, or get a talk show or whatever, and we still will not have as much money as him or Donald Trump claims to have. Mm-hmm. But we will always still do what? Good. Right? We try.
With my last dollar, I will.
Right. I will give my last dollar to the dude under the freeway. Because guess what? I don't care why he's standing there. He needs my dollar. Or it's going to help him take care of himself. Or he might go buy some crack. I don't care. Oh my God, I'm about to kill the whole podcast because I don't care. Like, I just don't. That's just like you put out what you want to see in the world, and they don't. They want to see, they just want to see a sea of white, and that's just not the world. And I guess one of the things about Mars, what I was thinking about, is that they don't want everybody to be able to go. And so it's probably already being cultivated or whatever, but for who can afford. Mm-hmm. And that ain't going to be me and you. Me and you going to be stuck down here on this rock, which is fine. I hope all of the people go, bye. Let us stay here and rebuild it. We know what we're doing because y'all don't. But we have kept y'all enough. So this week, Elon Musk, if you're listening, you don't go here. So, like Damien said, and Tina Fey, you need to leave. Get her a bus ticket or a plane, or you could take a cruise. I wonder how long would that cruise be? Take a nice little leisurely cruise. No, he can go back to South Africa. They want him back. South Africa, please come get your luggage. It will be at the port in Miami. Please come pick it up. You left it here. We do not want it anymore.
Musk alone. Home alone.
Yeah, Musk alone. It's time for him to go. Thank you. Please and thank you. But on that note, everybody, you have survived episode 2.
Thank you all for hanging in with us. We're experimenting with how we do this, with how we make this podcast. you know, the main focus of this episode was the executive branch, but we also want to talk about women's healthcare. We also want to talk about business. We also want to talk about all these things that affect our lives on a daily, weekly basis, and educate ourselves, pass on some information, give some opinions, because, I mean, our opinions matter. And we should all be able to have discussions about them and not hate each other at the end. As long as we have the best intentions for all of us going forward. We can disagree, but, you know, let me have my life, my liberty, my freedom, and a roof over my head.
And some health care.
And my health.
And maybe some food. That'd be nice.
Let's start with that. And then we can argue about all kinds of tariffs and shit and borders and all that shit. We can argue about all that stuff. And
who cares about the borders? I
don't give a shit either, honestly.
Next week, we're gonna have a guest next week, so that'll be exciting. And everyone should go to brunch this weekend. Get some brunch. Also, remember to drink your water. Make sure you take time for yourself, and know that I love you. And Mims out.
See you next week.